Good afternoon and welcome to Ask a Naturalist. I'm Marty, Calabrese, naturalist with Cleveland Metroparks. The topic of today, turtle shells. This broadcast is coming to you live from Quarry Rock picnic area in the beautiful South Chagrin Reservation. The Chagrin River is flowing by, the leaves are changing color. It is a beautiful fall day from Cleveland Metroparks. The Ask a Naturalist question of the week, can turtles lose their shells? So what do you think? Any thoughts on that? Go ahead and chime in, throw them in the comments. You can also go ahead and let us know from where you're tuning in. To help me answer this question today, I do have that box turtle to give us a hand and walk us through it. So I'm going to take this box turtle, I'm going to set it down, and let's see how it looks on the forest floor, all right? Thank you for watching. All right, so we've got ourselves a common box turtle here. There are 6 subspecies of box turtle, and as this eastern box turtle starts to relax, that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna pop out and say hello. Whoops. Take a look at that camo. As I scoot back, you might even lose sight of the turtle. Here, I'll cover it for 1 second. Can you see it? There you go. Yeah, 6 subspecies. This is specifically the eastern box turtle, so it's still Terrapene Carolina. So you throw on that extra word there. When Sir Carl von Linné himself described the box turtle to science as a species, it was with this actual subspecies right there, yet to be delineated from the bunch. Now, the eastern box turtle is omnivorous. So it can nibble on veggies, fruits, and meat. And where do you think a turtle like that might satisfy such a varied diet? But the deciduous woodlands, much like I'm in today here at South Chagrin Reservation. So this turtle is a male, and take a look at the irises there, that color of the eye. Do you see that? So if you sort of pick up on that orange and that red, that helps you figure out it's a male. You see a little bit of the lighter yellow there. And if you don't mind, buddy, I'm going to flip you over a little bit. There's a little indentation right where my thumb is. That also helps me figure out that it's a male. So the females are egg-laying. So this is an egg-laying reptile. Turtles are reptiles. And there's lots of turtle species worldwide. There's 294. There's 56 in North America, 8 in Cleveland Metroparks that I've seen and documented with my own eyes. So the females that lay those eggs, they can lay more than 1 clutch per year, but it's usually a small group of eggs. I'll say 5, for example, and there's something really fascinating and phenomenal that occurs during the development and incubation of those eggs. The embryos within the eggs, when they are buried in the dirt, there's something that happens. It's called temperature-dependent sex determination. Does anyone know what that might mean? So about the 2nd, 3rd way through the development of those, so we're talking 2 or 3 months here of incubation of the eggs of the box turtle, the 2nd, 3rd, there's going to be this sensitive period to the temperature outside, and it's going to actually make that embryo turn into a male or a female. Fascinating. So again, that's temperature-dependent sex determination. While the embryos are developing, there's something going on in there. So right at first, those embryos of turtles might look a lot like birds, other vertebrates like mammals, like us. But there's something in there. There's this carapacial ridge forming from up here, whoops, to back there. Sorry, buddy. And what's going to happen here is the ribs are going to form on the inside of this shell. And again, we're working our way through the question, can turtles lose their shells? So, whoops, I don't want to lose this turtle. So they are growing those ribs. The ribs are curving in a funny way. They're going to end up a little different than ours. And they're going to fuse together, and they're going to grow this bone, this shell right here, covered with vascular living tissue. And then on the outside layer, what your eyes are seeing right now, these are scales, actually. There's one scale, another scale, there's another scale, and it's keratin, and you call it a scute. So S-C-U, scute. And those scutes are right on top of that shell. So that's when you're going to really start to see shells, and it's going to start to differentiate, again, from other vertebrates like like fish, birds, and us mammals. So the ribs are fused right to that shell. And so, in short, no, turtles cannot lose their shells. And more about this shell. So you have the shell on top, and I'm going to call that a carapace. But then you have this often overlooked underside shell right there. That's called a plastron. Together, the carapace and the plastron, whoop, he just did it. There's a hinged plastron on the box turtle, and hence the name. Look at this. He tucked his head away. So that's a hinge. I'm running right there. See that line? It bends. This is the lower shell, and it bends right there. That hinge can allow the front flap to close, hence the name box turtle. Well done, bravo, way to demonstrate this for us. So he can totally avoid being eaten if he's all tucked in like that and protected. And this dome shell, pretty high dome, actually helps the predator. If it takes a bite, it helps this turtle slip out of the predator's, yes, he's hiding, Brooklyn, slip out of the predator's mouth. And, I'm sorry, buddy, let me flip you over here. If he is upside down and decides to come out, he can definitely, hey, there's a worm. That's something that this turtle might eat in the wild. He could flip himself back over, whereas a aquatic turtle, like a painted turtle, is going to have a much flatter shell, more like a pancake. It's going to be lighter, and it's going to be quite a bit more streamlined, which helps it get through the water a little easier. And it's just going to be shaped differently, and again, it's going to be lighter. Let's take a look, before we close up, at another example of a shell without the turtle inside. Okay, now this is actually an aquatic turtle I'm going to show you, and it's maybe you can guess. Take a look here. Can you guess? Oh, the leaves are beautiful today. We have probably red maple leaf there. Let's see what else. Look at this. Beautiful colors. Beautiful colors. Sycamore. This big old turtle shell right here. You see how much flatter it is? It's an aquatic turtle. Lives in the water. Swims in the water. And it's got that more streamlined shape to it. It's a snapping turtle. It's a common snapping turtle. This is Ohio's, this weighs and tips the scale at Ohio's largest, heaviest reptile. Well over 35 pounds. And this is a pretty large one, but they do get bigger. Here's the carapace, that back shell of snapping turtle. And there is the belly shell, the plastron. Again, carapace on the back, plastron on the belly. And this one's shaped a little different because it has to make room for bigger legs, big, strong, and long legs for that snapping turtle. But I really want you to notice here, can you see inside of the shell? What are those? Somebody let me know what those are on the inside of the shell. Let's take a different look here. I want you to notice those right here. And we were talking about this before. As this animal develops, something is growing and curving in funny ways and then fusing right to the turtle shell, the back of that turtle. And that's exactly why you cannot, yeah, it's bones. Anyone know what kind of bone? You have these too. You have them on the left, you have them on the right. Take a deep breath. And those bones expand. Yes, sir, Tommy. They expand when you take a breath. Not so with the turtle. It's a little different. Yeah, so these ribs are fused right to that shell. There's different muscles that can help this animal breathe and expand. We'll leave it at that today. Thanks so much for tuning into this Ask a Naturalist. I will see you next week with a new topic and maybe a new place. It's been fun talking with you. Thanks for watching. I am Marty Calabrese. See you next week.